Hi, Quantum Odyssey. Those are words I put together and I made up my own word, quantasy, from those two words, partly because it sounded really cool and I like things that sound cool and I like making up words. My company is called Fuel Blue. I made up that name and I just I like how words sound and go together. But usually what happens with me is I make up these words and then the meaning comes to me later. I never really understood that. For example, Fuel Blue, I created it just from the words, well, blue is my favorite color, and it was a design studio at the time, and I just sort of, fuel just kind of came to me. I saw it in a magazine. I was like, that's a cool word. And I put them together as blue fuel, but a friend of mine suggested flipping them around, and I liked that, so I did, and it became Fuel Blue, which was always interesting to me, and it was kind of a tongue twister, and some people didn't know what the heck it meant. It was always a conversation starter. But over time, the meaning of those words started to appear for me. And I realized that my work had a lot of energy and color to it. Energy, fuel, color, blue. And I was like, wow, that kind of worked out in a weird way. This time around, I come up with the word quantasy, but I came up with the part words first, the Quantum Odyssey, and I made it quantasy. And so I knew where the word came from, but I didn't really understand completely why. I had a good idea. I knew that we were on this journey, and like I was on a journey, and quantum sounds like cosmic and energy, and I'm really into like quantum physics and stuff. So I was very drawn to this, but all of a sudden, over the last couple of days, I've really started to think about, because I've been getting feedback from you guys in the group, and I've really been starting to think about like what these words mean to me and where I am trying to go. You know, it's an interesting thing running a group, because there's a lot of work that goes into just running the group, and showing up and coming up with ideas of what the hell am I going to say every day. And there's also the part of like what I'm trying to do for me. I have a business, I have a family, and I'm trying to create something, and I know that a lot of people will start a group and just sort of use the group as like a forum to get clients. And I was like, well, I don't want clients. I don't want people hiring me to do anything. I want to just create content and have people watch it, and I knew that I wanted to do something in this 5D light worker space. I just didn't know what. And so I had this Quantum Odyssey idea, and it just started dawning on me that we think of a journey or an odyssey as something with a beginning and an ending, right? It's like, oh, I want to go here, and you get in the car or whatever and you go. Or, for a journey or a trek, maybe it's a boat or a plane or whatever, but there's a place you're going, and it's like, hooray, we're here, but our Quantum Odyssey is life, and there is no here, there's no there. We're not going anywhere. there's not, we don't get to a place to go, yay, I'm done and have no more growing to do, no more learning to do, no more anything to do, because there's always another thing. There is no there, right? But we kind of live like there is a there. Our daily lives are always like, I gotta get this goal. I gotta get to this number. I have to achieve this thing. And life is kind of set up in a way where you have bills and stuff within some made up time construct of like everything is monthly, or so now suddenly we're defining our lives by paychecks and monthly bills and things like that, until suddenly you realize you're thinking about everything in life that way, like and you get other people's crap in your head, and that doesn't work, because then suddenly you're unfulfilled, and you're realizing that you're trying to run a business, and now you're running it based on numbers in a system that somebody else created. And it's not your system. And I never understood why. I would see other people doing it that way, seemingly whatever. You only see the good things people do, and people really only put the good things on social media. You don't know what's going on in their house, usually. I told you this one's weird. I 10 minutes ago, I had no idea what I was going to say before I started. It's just, right? Here it comes. Sit back, relax, get a soda or something. There's no there, yet we live life as though we're trying to get somewhere all the time. And that's what I was trying to do in the lead up to starting this group. And then something happened. I did something different. I started the group not knowing what I was doing. I didn't have a there in mind. I was just like, you know what? I figured out that this was what I wanted to do. I knew that from the past experience that doing these daily lives, they sort of get me in this zone where I can create better. And I've been feeling lately like I haven't really been creating and I miss it and I want to get back to it. And how can I get back to it? And how can I kind of kickstart it? And I remembered that doing daily lives really drove it home for me. I was like, I'm going to start a group again. And I started the group. Some of you have only joined in the last week or two, so you may not even know that 3 weeks ago I started it with a different name and a whole different thing. Not totally different, but it wasn't specific about artists. It was like light workers and whatever. And I was into that. Clearly I'm into that because it's still spiritual. But it wasn't, I could see immediately, this is just going to become one of those other light worker groups. Like there's 10 million of them. And I was like, that's not what I want. I want to be creating art, you know? And so because I didn't have a there that I was trying to get to in starting the group, it was just a step. So the next step became evident to me after I started the group, which can seem embarrassing. It would be like, well, gee, why didn't you figure that out before you started the group? Well, I couldn't figure out step number 2 until I took step number 1. But we're always trying to figure out step number 10 before we do anything. And so what do? We sit and do nothing. And we pay our bills every month. We go to work and we do our thing. And 10 years later, you're just like, I'm still in the same friggin' space. So today it dawned on me, well, not today, 10 minutes ago when I finally wrote what I wrote, that art is a metaphor for life. The way life should be, not the way we usually live it. We're usually living it stuck in this paradigm that somebody else made up to keep us sitting here. Maybe not nefariously, but it does, right? Maybe they didn't make it up specifically to make us sit here, but it does. But art is nothing like that. Art is just a pure expression. There's no end. There's no plan. Or what's the expression with like a painting is never finished. It's just abandoned, right? I have songs that I've been working on for 10 years. Why? Because it's not perfect yet. Who gives a shit if it's perfect? Finish the damn song and put it out. And then write another song and put it out. And write another song and put it out. I'm seeing you guys put your art up and I'm just like, look at this stuff. It's all amazing to me. I don't look at anybody's stuff that you're posting and think like, oh, you should have finished this line a little bit better and gotten this. I don't think anything like that. I just think like this is pure expression and it's wonderful. Yet I look at my own stuff and go, oh, this one tiny thing, I gotta fix that. Who cares? Who's ever going to notice? Nobody's going to notice, and yet you fret over it and you beat yourself up over it. But art in itself doesn't have an end. It's just hey, look at this thing that I made. And you like it? Cool. Let's leave it here. Who cares about that thing anymore? I'm going to go make this thing now. Because there's just more and more and more pouring out of you. I have like 57 unfinished songs. Why? I'm going to finish them all. And some of them will be great and some of them will be lame and terrible, but who cares? Even the Beatles had bad songs, right? Right? I have songs on Beatles albums that I skip. I like that one. The Beatles. It's expression. And the big part about it is, a big part of art is trust. Trusting that next step will be there. You start with a blank canvas. I'm just going to use painting. I know we're not all painters, but go with me. You guys are smart. You can deal with this. You look at a blank canvas and it's daunting. But if you start, then the next step becomes evident, and then maybe the next step, and maybe you have to walk away from it and come back to it later when your mind is fresh. But eventually you'll have some kind of expression there. But if all you do is think like, well, I have to have the whole thing planned out before I'm even going to put the canvas on the easel, well, guess what? You're never going to make that painting, you know? And the funny thing is that when I do certain things artistically, I don't try to have the whole thing planned out. I just kind of run with it. I don't, I do a lot of videos, and I know that many video people will have their videos completely storyboarded out and all this stuff and everything planned out before they even open Premiere or Final Cut or whatever and start editing. And I don't do that. I have a script, I record the script, I put it to music, and I just take the first clip that I think of and I plop it down. And then I add another clip and another clip and another clip, and I go linearly from the beginning of the script to the end of the script. And 9 times out of 10, I have very little tweaking to do because I just trust that each step will come into play and be great. And it does. And it does. And I do that with music too. But then sometimes I get to the end and I start tweaking because it's just got to be a little bit more perfect than that. Because I'm trying to get there, you know? Just finish it and put it out. Finish it and put it out. Share it. Art is expression. There is no art if you're not sharing it with somebody. And there is no life if you're not expressing it somehow. I hope this is making sense. It makes sense in here a little bit, but I know that I'm all over the place, and I appreciate you bearing with me. I see some comments. I promise you that I'm going to get to all of them, so stick with me. So it dawned on me that I started the group as Power and Purposeful Lightworkers because I feel like I'm a light worker, and I know that many of you understand what that word is. Some of you agree with that. Some of you have other words for it. And it finally started clicking into place for me. Why did I start there instead of with art? And I'm kind of getting this feeling, and I'm trying to find the words. I have the thought, but they're not in words. It's just a feeling, and I'm trying to figure out, what the hell are the words for this feeling? I was looking at a lot of Facebook groups for lightworkers, starseeds, things like that, and none of them were hitting the mark for me. None of them. They were all like a lot of, it seemed like a lot of arguments about what's the right way to do it, you know? And I was just like, well, that's fine because we can all learn from different ideas. But I was like, I don't know that that's the thing. I think like what I want to do personally is, if I'm going to think of myself as a light worker, here's what I thought of it as. I thought of it as somebody who's holding space for everybody else in the world to wake up and catch up to what we're doing. And I feel like what we're seeing going on in the world right now, this year is weird. This year is weird, right? I think what's happening is because we're all waking up to, oh, wait, I'm not a piece of stupid meat. I'm more than that. I'm energy. I'm the universe in physical form. I'm a spirit having a human experience. And we get that, but more and more people are getting that. And as more and more people are getting that, a lot of them are resisting the idea of that. And what happens when you resist stuff? Well, crap happens, right? This is a lot of crap happening because a lot of people are resisting it, but the idea is coming through, and eventually the idea comes through. But we got to live through their crap, you know? So our job, I think, as light workers, is to just hold a space to be like, hey, I know you're going through some crap. I know that this is tough. But over on this side, it's really cool. Everything is okay. Everything is A-okay. And I feel like that's what a light worker does, is just hold that space to be like, hey, I got you back. We're here. You know? When you're ready, just come over, hang out. It'll be fine. And how do we do that? Well, I feel like we do it through our art. I feel like we are just creating an expression of everybody here that's been posting their art. All I see is expressions of love, of joy, of anything good. And even if it's an expression, even if it's art made to get through something bad, like, oh, I had this terrible experience and I had to create something to just emote it. What's on the other side of that? It's just a vehicle to get to love and goodness, right? That's what it is. And so it dawned on me right before I went live, oh, that's what I want to say. That's what we're on, this Quantum Odyssey, not to get somewhere, but to hold a space for more and more people to come with us. And I feel like we do that through art. I hope this makes sense. It's I'm going to be able to articulate this better and better over time, but suddenly I just felt like today I had to say something a little bit deeper than just like, you know, what I've been. And I appreciate everybody that's here, and I appreciate all of the energy that we've been feeling in the group, because I feel like that space we're holding is partly in here, right? So many people are saying like, wow, this is a fun group, and it's not because I'm cool. It's just because I said, hey, let's have a space where we can share our art, and everybody said, yeah, and you're doing it. I could have said, let's have a space to do this, and you could have said, and the space wouldn't be here. You know, but you're doing it. You guys are the group, and I just think it's awesome, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, that's it. Life's a journey. There's no there, and that's all I got. Anyway, I'm gonna go to comments. Let's see what we got. Hopefully, you guys are smart and made some good articulations out of that. Let's see what you say. Ray says hugs. Amy, hi there. Bob Marinsky says hi, Bobby. Victoria's here. Hello, Victoria. Yay, I'm here live. Woohoo! Hi all. I'm never gonna do that again. Deb is here. Hello, Deb. Nice to see you. I really liked your stuff with the symbols. That was really cool. I'd like to talk more about that. Deb, I don't know if you're even here still live, but anyway, Deb posted some stuff today of her art that and it has a lot to do with symbolism and things. And I noticed there are some other people that use symbolism in their art. And the one that pops right in my head is Carla, especially with her tattoos. And anyway, there's something going on there that I want to explore on another day. But anyway, we'll get back to that. Ray says, Fuel Blue, 5 lots of change and experimentation, and 7 spirituality. And overall, you guessed it, it's a 3. See, I'm a 3. I don't even know it, but I just land there all the time. And Heather says, hi. Hello, Heather. Nice to see you on the live. I don't think I've seen you here before. I always shout out new people that I haven't seen before, so thank you for being here. Ray says, as long as you keep breathing, Bobby. Yeah, breathing's hard during these things. Breathing is definitely a good thing. Yeah, don't take it as a problem. When you see me like this is how. This is like me pumped up, and today was especially a little pumped. Deb, I was doing laps this morning, realized life is a journey, not a destination, so in sync. Isn't that interesting, right? Yeah, I think that there's a lot of synchronicity in this group. I feed off of what you guys post and say. So one of the things that I really, really enjoy is when you guys post your art, but say something about it. Because it's nice for me, anyway, to know what the artist's thinking behind it is, you know? You don't have to tell us what to think about it, but knowing that you have this thought around it, kind of, I feed off of that, and a lot of times the things that I say in my daily fuel, I'm getting from what you guys are posting, and it's creating this feedback loop that I really am enjoying. Victoria says, this group is your creation. You are an artist. You are always creating something. Well, that's true. I'm always creating something. I can't help it. It doesn't stop. Deb says, we are our own worst enemy. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I think the thing is that I kind of glossed over this one line that I wrote, like other people's crap in our heads. You know, it starts young, and you have all the grown-ups in your life when you're a child that are telling you what they think about life, and even more than that, you're just picking up on everybody's energy, and by the time you're an adult and you're living your own life, so many of the things that you believe about how life works aren't coming from your heart anymore. They're coming from your experiences of what other people think. And it just, you know, like this whole, I have to get somewhere, or I have to complete this thing, or, you know, there's a there that I have to get to, and there's not. So yeah, we are our own worst enemy, but we're also our own best friends, because if you just forget about all that stuff and go into your own heart, the answer is there. You know, the answer is in trusting. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing next, but I trust that if I put my foot out and do that, I'm going to land on solid ground. And from there, I'm going to have another vantage point that I'm going to be able to see, ooh, that's my next step. And that's my next step. And then eventually the next steps start to become a little more evident, and you trust it a little bit more. Ray, I love it when you get like this fascinating viewing and insight. Thank you. Appreciate that. Victoria says, a what? A B is good enough. Your B, oh, a B minus is good enough. Your B minus is someone else's A plus. Best wisdom I ever received from one of my coaches. Let me read that again. A B minus is good enough. Your B minus is someone else's A plus. Okay. I think what you mean is like, I think you probably wrote that too when I was saying like finish this song and get it out there, right? I'm gonna go with that. Maybe you didn't, but that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like sometimes you just have to finish something and put it out. Finish something and put it out. Being an artist, I think, is the artist part of who we are is in the creative process, not in having a finished perfect thing, right? So a B minus piece that I create is going to be an A plus to somebody else, and it's going right. That's exactly what you just said. So yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, let me slow down a sec. Go with the flow, yo, says Deb. Yes, going with the flow makes total sense. Good, I'm glad, Deb. And Victoria says, we are with you, Bobby. Thank you. I appreciate that. And there's no right way. There's only the way that is our own and ours alone. Yeah, that's really true. I think that when we start trying to live life based on somebody else's plan, somebody else's destination, somebody else's idea. I'm going to give you a really good example, just me with my business, right? I sound like a broken record with this, but I love running this group, and I love the energy here, but the people that taught me how to run a group tell me, okay, then use the group to get clients or to be their coach, and they'll hire you to be their coach. And I was like, okay. And at first I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just go that route because that will keep the lights on here and I can eat food, which is nice. But then I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to make art. Well, how do you run a group to make art? I don't know, except I'm starting to figure it out. I said a couple of days ago, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And I am. I'm figuring it out because I trusted that there would be a next step. Why am I saying this? There's no right way. There's only the way that is our own and ours alone. Yeah, and this is my way. And I just said, you know what? I'm doing this. And because I've always wanted to do this. And for as long as I can remember, I've been constantly like starting to do something and going like, it's too hard. I don't know what the next step is. Let me just be a web designer because I know how to do that, or let me just get a client doing something because I understand how that works and I can explain it to people and nobody's going to second guess me on that. Well, I don't care if anybody second guesses me on this because I know that there's a way. And I know that there's probably ways that I don't even know yet. I'm trusting that they'll show up. And they are. Deb says, we appreciate you, Bobby. I think you're pretty cool. Well, thank you. I think you guys are very cool, too. Especially you, Deb. You're the coolest. Amy says, there is no there because we are here now. Yeah, right? There is no there. Where are we trying to go? Where are we trying to go? Live here. We're here. Deb says, yes, I'm here. That wasn't really symbols, but yes, I do symbols. You said doo-doo. Yes. No, the symbols in your art. I really like that. And I want to explore that in another live. Andrea's here. Hello. How are you? Bobby, your energy is contagious and I love it. Well, I love you, Andrea. You're one of my favorite people in my groups. Andrea was a moderator in my old group, right? And it was a video group, and Andrea is a video editor and a very talented video person. And she was helping me run the group and doing lives like I do. She would do them once a week to teach people tips on video and stuff like that. And since you're here, I'm just going to let you know that you have an open invitation to use this platform if you wanted to. There's no pressure, but if you wanted to do something similar to what we did last time, you let me know anytime. You don't have to, but you can. My dad's here. Hi, Bob. Hi, Dad. How are you? Nice to see you. Well, nice to see me. Victoria says, I see these symbols as light language. It's very cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know a lot. I understand what light language is. That's not like a big thing for me personally. I think that as far as being light workers or whatever, I think that all of us have like different things that we're drawn to. And I think that's okay because I don't think we're all supposed to be clones of each other, you know? But I do think that our place as artists is to create our art and share it with people, which creates an energy, which creates that space to hold so that other people can kind of latch onto that energy. And I think it happens in the quantum field in a way that nobody really understands, and it's happening now. Some of you understood what that sentence means, some of you didn't, and that's the best I can explain it right now. Mrazinski is here. Hello, buddy. How you doing? Found many light worker groups are cult-like with too many rules and exclusives. They like to throw people out that don't agree 100%. Yeah, that's what I was kind of finding. Like there was a way. Like I went in and I would ask a couple of questions. Like, do you guys like this word or this word? And like 200 people answered the question with 200 different answers, and then they all started fighting. And I was like, what are you doing? You know, it's an opinion piece. Yeah, I'm not like that, and I don't, and I, you know, one thing I want everybody to understand. I know that there are many of us who have been posting here and sharing our work and stuff, but many people in the group who have not been, and I want everybody to understand that this is a very safe space to share your art. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, my art's not really art, it's more like just this dumb thing that I do. No, show it, share it. If you want to, you don't have to. You can be very silent in this group. That's okay too. Some groups don't like lurkers. I don't care. Watch, learn, get inspired, and take it on in life, because all of that is part of creating this energy and this space that we're holding. But yeah, there is no rule of what constitutes art here. Art is subjective. Art is what you think. It's really funny because I know that one thing many people can't stand is criticism of their art, and not criticism like constructive criticism, like, what do you think? Oh, I think it's great, but if you'd like to do it better, like, you know, that's okay, and when asked for, we can all give that to each other and stuff like that, but don't just give that without being asked. But nobody likes to be told, like, you stink, right? I haven't seen that here, and I won't allow it here. But I did a video for my music, and I put it out there in an ad, and you know, a lot of people liked it, and some people didn't like it, which is fine. I make music, and I'm not trying to have every single human being on earth love every song that I write. That's not what's important to me. If you like it, listen to it. You don't like it, don't listen to it. I don't care, you know? But there's one guy, not one guy, there are a few guys that had to make nasty comments like, you stink, or what's with your voice, or this is terrible, or laughy faces like, oh my God, you think this is music? I never really understood the point of that. I think that people that criticize art just don't really, maybe it's because they're jealous. They can't create anything and they wish they could, so they got to knock other people down. But there was one guy who wrote a comment on my ad. Meanwhile, this is an ad that had like a couple dozen comments of like how good they liked it. A couple of negative ones, but I kept deleting them. And this guy wrote, "This is objectively bad. You should stop making music now." And I was just like, dude, you don't even know what the word objectively means, because clearly people on this very thread disagree with you and say that it's good. So you're wrong. But I don't really understand. Why did I say this? Because people don't agree 100%. Right. I don't understand that thinking. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, it's just, I don't want anybody here to be worried that they don't want to share stuff because it's going to be ridiculed or it's going to be laughed at. That's not happening here. There is no rule as to what constitutes art. I don't care if you make things out of popsicle sticks with Elmer's glue and you want to show it and share it, do so, and I will praise it. And that's that. My wife is here. No, that's my daughter. Hi, it's your daughter. Hi. That's my wife's profile, and my daughter is on watching. Hello, Kayla. My daughter Kayla is an excellent artist, and she's probably she's applying to go to FIT next year, the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. We're very, very proud of her, and I'm helping her work on her portfolio to get in there. And She's doing amazing. Hello, sweetheart. How are you? I'm happy that you're here. Why are you here? Oh, you're out. Okay, good. She's at work, but now she's not. They're getting pizza and coming home, so I got to wrap this up. Rosinski says, not this group. This is a safe place for free-thinking creators. Yes, it totally, totally is. There was one person who wrote something about she shared her art for the first time and was and asked, please don't make fun of me or something. And I commented, I said, that ain't happening here. If anybody does that, I'm going to boot them. And nobody, and I haven't booted anybody for that, by the way. You guys are all amazing. And that's why I love artists, because we don't knock other people's art, you know? Who knocks art? People who don't know art, who can't make art and wish that they could. Right? Seriously. Victoria, that's exactly what that quote means. Cool beans. Andrea Hart, oh boy, the internet is just toxic AF. I'm kind of used to just phasing through troll comments. They exist just to project their own insecurity. Yes, right? That's what I just said. Andrea agrees with me. Why? Because she's very smart. Yeah, totally. People have insecurities, and I think that the way that social media works is there's an anonymity to it that you can kind of hide behind it and just say whatever the heck you want, you know? And some people use that as a way to knock people down. I'm always interested in people who aren't working to elevate themselves. And so in order to feel higher, their ego has to knock other people down. It's I don't know if you ever saw that movie, Boys in the Hood, but the dad, I can't think of the actor's name right now. It'll come to me right after my live, and I'll go like, "Oh, it's that guy!" Right? But the dad in the movie explained the thing about the crabs in the bucket that they're all trying to get out of the bucket, but instead of helping each other get out of the bucket, the crabs on the bottom are pulling the crabs on top down, so none of the crabs can ever get out of the bucket. And I think that's what a lot of people do in society in general, is instead of working together to bolster ourselves up, they're pulling other people down to make themselves feel better. But we don't do that as artists, because we understand we're tapping into this and expressing love and joy, right? Isn't that why we create art? Wow, I hate this? No, we love it, right? And then when we see other people doing it, we go, oh, I love that too, even though it's a different style and I'm better than that, maybe, or they're better than me, right? But it doesn't matter, because we all learn from each other and we can all bolster each other up, and I feel like we're just naturally doing that here, which I love. Victoria says, when you get haters, that means you're making a difference. Yeah, totally. I was very happy when I got that hater on my ad, because I knew that meant I hit a nerve somewhere. And Andrea says, there are times when we compartmentalize what is art for you and self-expression and what art is meant to sell. Even the art we sell, which is specifically catered to specific audiences, meant to target, so not everyone is going to like it anyhow. Yeah, that's a really good point, right? So if you're making art in your business, or I'll just use myself as an example, right? I write music, but it's hard rock, it's alternative rock, it's got like a spiritual bent to it. It's not love songs, it's not pop songs, it's not going to be on Z100 in the morning, right? The morning zoo's not playing my music anytime soon. It's just not that kind of music, which means that the general public isn't going to care for it. But I write music for me that I like. And this is something I said, I think, in another post. Did I say this yesterday? The social media one. I said, make stuff you like. Post stuff on social media that you would like to see. Well, I make music that I like, because I figure that people who are going to like me are going to like the music that I like too. And so if they like it, that's my philosophy. If you like it, listen to it. You don't like it, don't listen to it. The only thing I never understand is if you don't like it, you crush it. Well, why? What's the point of that? Like, I never understood on YouTube why they have a thumbs down, you know? If you don't like it, just don't give it a thumbs up. I don't get it. Why do we have to knock things down that we don't like? It just gives people who can't do what they wish that they could do a tool to bang us over the head who can do what we can do. Are there more? Oh, there's more. Andrea again says, Victoria, much agreed. You're getting reactions, and that means you're shaking someone's shambles. Yeah. That's about haters. Victoria says, yep, I like shaking people's shambles, and I do happy dances when a hater shows their face. Cool. And Ray says breathe. No, don't tell me what to do. Jana Lynn. Jana or Jana Lynn? Let me know. I don't like saying people's names wrong, but you just joined the group today, I think. So welcome to Daily Fuel. I do this every day. I'm weird. Hello, all you beautiful people. Hello to you too. Welcome to the group. I'm very happy to see you here. And that's it. Well, I'm tired, guys, and I want pizza, so I'm going to go eat. And I really appreciate you being here, as usual, every single day. And yeah, I just feel like we're creating something really wonderful here. And whether you're an active participant posting and commenting every day, or if you're just quietly watching, thank you. Because all of us, this isn't about the activity and the doing. This is about the energy that we're creating here. So if you're making something and you want to share it and you're not sure if you can or you should, you're very welcome to when you're ready to. And if you're already sharing stuff, keep doing it. I want to see those posts. Just please stop posting YouTube videos, because I hate taking your posts down. It hurts my feelings to take your posts down. I go, oh, I don't want to take this down. The YouTube videos and links to pages and things like that, it hurts the group with the algorithm, and I don't want to have to take them down, but I have to. And then I have to tell you, I have to take your thing down, and I don't like doing it. And my dad loves me too. I love you too. Thank you, Dad. Thanks, Bobby. This was an awesome discussion. Oh, wait, time out. Not a command, just a reminder. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I am out of here. I hope you all have a wonderful day or at night or whatever it is in your neck of the woods. And if you're in the replay and you have things to say about this, please do, but tag me, because I won't know to come back. And if you do comment on any Daily Fuel in the replay, please tag me so that I know to go look at it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye.